Hi, it's Malcolm here. So I'm on my own mate.com journey, trying to learn the different things that you can do with mate.com. I've created quite a few scenarios, but every time you create a new one, you normally come across something that you don't quite understand. You get a problem and you don't quite understand it. So this is the first time I've used Airtables. Normally I do things with Google Sheets, and this is the first time I've used Airtables. It seems to be a popular way of finding data. So I decided to create a scenario where I'm actually going to grab information from Airtable, put it through ChatGPT or one of the other, Claude or something like that, and create articles. Now I run a different business, completely out of this space. I'm in a completely different business totally. So I'm creating a lot of these scenarios for myself, but gradually, friends and other business associates are starting to ask me to do them for them as well. So I don't quite know where that's going to lead, but at the moment, I do it mainly for my own business. So what I wanted to do in this particular case was I wanted to create a database sorry, I didn't mean to do that. In Airtable, and I obviously needed to grab the record. So I was kind of looking at it and thinking, well, obviously I've got to create an ID for each record. So you can create records if I add a new record, you can come down here and you can create an auto number record. So I thought, well, that's fine, that's all I have to do. But it just didn't work. When I tried to grab it with the webhook, and I'll explain that in a minute, and put it through to Airtable, it wouldn't find the record ID. And it just threw me for a moment. So let me show you basically what I've done. So I've created a webhook, okay? And so you can create these yourself. You just create a webhook, and then you can call that webhook and send data to it. So I'll show you how I've done that in Airtable. So if we go to edit field, okay, so you can see here now I've got the record ID, but what I first tried to do, the record, you're not seeing the record ID here because I've hidden it for the moment, because I wanted to show you what I did first of all. So because I thought that was a record ID, or as good as a record ID, and maybe I was just a bit naive over that, I actually was looking for that field. So when I put the brackets in, so this is the webhook, then you put a question mark and then record ID or whatever. That doesn't really matter what you call that, but I've called it record ID, and then you find your field. So I was looking at his ID thinking that would pass the ID, and if I show you, okay, so you still need to put those curly brackets around it really. I don't know why it deletes that. I think you still did need to. So when you do that and save it, okay, so I'll run that, and you can see that it sent a record ID of 1. With the record ID is obviously my own name, but it sent a record of 1, and I just kind of thought, oh, I should be able to grab that record ID, but I couldn't. So after playing around with it for a little while, I kind of just went back and thought about it. And I know this is probably for those people out there that really know Make and Airtables and stuff like that, you're probably laughing at me, but then I realized that I needed to create a field that actually showed the proper record ID. And so if I unhide this is the record ID. So there's a formula for doing this. So if you edit the field, you can see that I've called it record ID, which is not. But what you do is you go to formula when you select these, drop down this formula there, and then just literally find the record ID by just literally typing in record ID, and there it is. So, you have to finish the quote, so I don't know why I did that. So now that record ID is there. So if we go back to the scenario now, I'm actually getting the record ID now. So when I created the Airtable, now all I've done here is it's a quick, I'm grabbing the record ID at the moment, then I'm closing that window when I run it, that one that opens showing the hook ID. So yeah, let's just show that again actually, because did I change that? I got to change edit field. So now what we put in here is record ID, of course, and save that. So now when we hit that generation button, there's the proper record ID. So when I go back to Airtable and I've done my connection to Airtable, found the table, found the records, and then that is coming from here, the record ID. And I'm going to just move myself over a little bit. And so now when I connect, and if I run this once, okay, wait for new data, I'm just putting myself back over there, wait for new data, okay, and now if I run that generate article, and that hook actually closed, because what it's doing is it's closing, so it's now running, it's doing that, and now it's gone to the Airtable. And if we go to the Airtable, sorry, and sorry, the results, and you can see that it's got that table, that record number. So I know for a lot of people that's probably a standard thing, but I came across it. It took me a while to find the answer to it and work it out. So I've just made a video because, you know, you may have found it difficult as well, and at least there's a video out there now that shows exactly how to do it. The other thing is, if you're just wondering about that sleep, that should probably be about 20 seconds. It's as the database grows or the record sizes grow, that kind of thing, you want it to have time to pull the record in before it before the record number, in case Airtables is going through one of its slow stages or something like that, and then hit the Airtable. So this scenario is going to have a lot more on it, but for the moment I just showed it as part of it, just in case you're having a problem. So I hope that was useful to you. If it was, just subscribe to the channel for other bits and pieces I find as I go along, and give it a thumbs up, and I'll be grateful. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.